Hey, Javier here with The Real Javier Novoa, a channel, a platform, and a modality where we apply the principles of interiorism to rapid lifestyle transformation, to accelerating your life and living it as you see fit, doing what you came to do, ladies and gentlemen. And today I'm here to talk to you. In fact, this whole channel exists to help you do one thing, and that is decide. Make the decision, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a huge difference between wanting and deciding. You see, many people out there, the majority of people, in fact, the majority of people who are goal-seeking and career-oriented and other things, are wanting something. They would like to have something. But there's a very strong distinction between wanting something and deciding that you are it, that you have it. Because the deciding is an inner modality, it's an inner practice, and it's what all of the practices that we teach on this channel funnel towards and focus towards, deciding. But you have to have discipline to decide, yes. Even in interiorism, in fact, probably more than anything else, more than any other modality, you have to have discipline. And that's the discipline to go within and to conduct these inner conversations from the point of view of having the thing, no matter what's going on the exterior. It's discipline, ladies and gentlemen. And where can you get this discipline? What's the source of this discipline? Well, it's energy. And what's the source of this energy? You see, because we want to push things back here at The Real Javier Novoa. We want to trace things back to their causes because it's a lot easier to deal with an unseen cause, at least most of the time, than it is to deal with the seen. Of course, I know that there are many things for which it's easier to just deal with the physical. For example, if I feel hot and I have this fan next to me, I could start taking on the persona of someone that's cool. But it's much easier and it's a lot less energy to just turn on the fan. So there are a lot of things like that. But for your intentions, which we've talked about in other videos, these are your bigger desires that seem out of reach on this film roll, but they're desires that you've given yourself already and are already living in the past tense. Well, for these intentions, there's not going to be a lot of things that you can do right now on the physical. Of course, there are exercises, and with this discipline, by the way, you will start getting inspired action. And there are exercises that we're going to be going over in the course of these videos to teach you how to figure out what are the actions to take right now, the actions that you can take right now to get you just a little bit closer to that in this film roll. But all of this requires discipline. It requires a decision. And of course, decision comes from the same root as incision, which means to cut. So you cut off all of the alternative modes, and you simply decide that you are that mode. It's like the last video that we talked about, the Elon Musk aspect and the mustard seed aspect. He will seal himself in the wish fulfilled. That's what you have to do. You have to seal yourself in the wish fulfilled, and that's making a decision. So, ladies and gentlemen, make a decision to be the person that you want to be, and to do that, you need to start taking control of your inner conversations. We're always having conversations with ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. One of the first books that I read, which really turned on the light bulb in this modality in my early 20s, was called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. It's a great book. I'd recommend that you pick it up. And of course, we're going to be teaching you even more effective methods to take on your inner conversations. But it's basically all about having an inner conversation with yourself, because you're already having them, whether you are conscious of it or not, and turning those around to be as conversations that you want them to be. So you're always, let's say you see a person that you don't like. You're always having an inner conversation with yourself, if nothing else, viscerally, but everything is manifest upon the tongue. This has been proven scientifically. You're always whispering things and saying things and there are even traceable and measurable movements of your tongue. But that notwithstanding, you're always having some kind of conversation with yourself, be it viscerally. The aim is to have the discipline to notice these conversations, which means you have to be present a lot more, which means you have to adapt to the modalities of mindfulness and presence and going into the silence, which we have taught in many videos in the past and will be teaching a lot more. And this is Eckhart Tolle says, the present moment is all that exists, and on a certain aspect you can't grow in this because you already are fully it. But on a physical three-dimensional plane or aspect, Eckhart Tolle says we grow in presence. So you will grow in presence in this film realm, the ability to be present and the ability to observe, and then you'll start catching yourself and you'll start hearing the conversation. Because what you want to do is if you have nebulous feelings like negative feelings or tightness in the chest, what you want to become very adept at doing is turning or converting those feelings into thoughts. So what you can do is you can ask yourself, let's say you have tightness in the chest when dealing with a certain person. You can say, why do I have this feeling right now? Then actually confess and enunciate in your mind silently. Don't do it publicly. People might think you went off the deep end, but do it within and say, oh, my feeling is telling me that I really don't like this person. And just dig into it. Sometimes you can ask yourself why, and okay, what's the person that I want to be? I want to be a more forbearing person. I want to be a more patient person, not for any kind of virtue, but simply for the fact that all of these negative emotions derail you from focusing on what you're really here to focus on. Do you want to focus on the negative and keep getting sidetracked in the weeds, or do you want to focus upon your intentions? I dare say that you want to focus upon your intentions. So notice that, and then start changing the conversation. So instead of, I really dislike this person, you could start saying, no, I like this person because this person is teaching me what's already within me, showing me as a reflection what's already within me. And then I can go and change those inner conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be making videos with a lot more detail on exactly how to change inner conversations and inner talk. Neville Goddard called it the coin of heaven. And he said that if you can get control of these inner conversations, basically, you need apply no other technique. So this is where we're going to be focusing the majority of our firepower here in interiorism. We've already explained what interiorism is. It's knowing that the only true existence is on the interior. We gave you some modalities of that. We'll continue to give you modalities of that. We're still making some videos that go into the scientific aspects, dopamine and so forth. You'll want to stay tuned for those because it's very deep and very interesting, and it has the potential to be able to convince many of the naysayers or many people who are on the fence if they want to be receptive to that. But what we're going to be doing is giving you practical examples of basically how to change those inner conversations and how to make the decision, how to desire that you are already the person that you want to be. It's all scientific. It's all empirically researched and proven. It's already being used by the highest performers on earth. And I want to give it to you so that together we can transcend the prison grid and start doing what we came here to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not subscribed and you appreciate the videos, I please would ask you to hit the subscribe button below. You'll be joining a community of master manifestors as well as helping me get the word out. I am doing coaching calls, ladies and gentlemen. I will put my email below so that we can jump on a call and I can take you through these modalities step by step and apply it to your particular situation based on my years of experience in business and consulting. So until very soon, ladies and gentlemen, this is Javier bidding you a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend.